we're gonna be watching The Beauty of Struggle Meals by Grimmy.
Now look, I'm not saying that I'm on Gordon Ramsay's level of cooking. I'm pretty sure if Remy and I got into a cook-off, he'd wipe the floor with me like a Swiffer wet jet. But however, I'm very capable of holding my own weight in the kitchen. I'm definitely out cooking Chef Hatch in that inflamed neck of his, especially with that sludge that he was trying to taint the contestants with. But back when I was around the age of EDP's dating range, I was eating things only a struggling college student would consume. But even to this day, I still partake in these primitive cuisines, something that society has deemed as struggle meals. And though I've never stooped to the levels of Colgate dogs, I've had my fair share of struggle meals. So today, we'll be discussing the different types of struggle meals that the average human is likely indulged in. Comment down below your favorite struggle meal and like and subscribe if you're new. First, we gotta talk about the amount of things that you can make with a loaf of bread. Have you ever been in the car with your parent and asked for like McDonald's or something, and then they tell you we got McDonald's at home, so you're geeked out of your mind. You think you're gonna get to the crib and have all type of McNuggets and shit on the table, but you look in the kitchen, you realize you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and confused. So now you gotta find whatever scraps that you can and put some random shit together like Minecraft. Now, if you're a struggle meal connoisseur, you already know how versatile a loaf of bread can be. A loaf of bread is the culinary equivalent to a Swiss Army knife, bro. It can be used in any situation. First, we got the glizzy sandwiches, aka hood dogs. If I had $1 for every time I ate one of these, I would actually be able to buy some fucking hot dog buns. The only time you can find hot dog buns in my house was during the 4th of July and Memorial Day. They deadass were more scarce than soap in Keemstar's bathroom, but these were like a delicacy in my crib, bro.
Dude, I have done that before. In my crib, when there was like nothing to eat, we used the hot dogs to make it like with rice, but since me and my brother were at the age where we didn't know how to make rice, we just take a loaf of bread and then you just put a hot dog in the middle of it, and then just kind of call it a day, put some ketchup on it, some mayo on it, and then just eat it. So yeah, I can fucking relate to this. It's like a throwback for me.
Roll some hot dogs and throw that shit between a single slice of bread and you good to go. I never understood the niggas who nuked their hot dogs in the microwave like Benson's wings. And I swear, it would always be the butt of the bread that would be more stiff than the Discord mod socks. And then I would spend the next 20 minutes trying to get any amount of ketchup out the bottle that I can. But overall, hood dogs were a certified hood classic, and it's one of the definite faces of struggle meals. There was also the hood pizza. Now look, I know people are making these pizza sauce for their kids and whatnot, but back then it was a way of survival. I think we've all been there at least once. It wasn't no Pizza Hut, no Domino's, no Papa John's, just a toasted slice of bread with some random ass cheese on it. Sometimes there wasn't even any sauce, and that shit would be drier than Amy Schumer's jokes. And if you were using Kraft cheese slices, then you was in deeper trenches than the army soldier. But everybody knows that these poverty pizzas are elite, bro. When you don't have any food, you start getting hella creative, bro. It's like another part of the mind gets tapped into like Einstein or something. And you're lying if you said you never used pasta sauce instead of actual marinara. There's just something so satisfactory.
I wish I came up with that idea when I was little, dude. That could have came in clutch, because I did have some sauce laying around there somewhere. I didn't have pepperoni slices. That I didn't have, but I could have used the hot dogs to put on top of it instead of the pepperoni slices. So yeah, it would have worked out perfectly, but I just didn't come up with this just because I didn't have the idea.
About these penny pinching pizzas, it's not delivery, it's depressing. But the next meal I'm about to construe could possibly make hood meals look like fucking Bobby Flay. We got the legendary syrup sandwich. You ever just grab 2 slices of bread and pour some Aunt Jemimas in between them like some fake ass flapjacks? This that shit Kendrick Lamar was rapping about at Humble. And I ain't talking about no French toast with the cinnamon and all the fixins like this is Denny's or something. I mean bread, syrup, bread. I think out of all the struggle meals in this video, this is my go-to. Like, this sandwich is more reliable than the fucking Mousketool, bro. But you had to eat that shit hastily because the bread would absorb the syrup like a fucking sponge, and now you just got some soggy ass bread. But if you wanted to, you could start dressing up your sandwich like it's going out on a date or something. But I just keep mine original and plain like a white tea. I remember eating one of these every day for breakfast for like a week straight, and I don't regret a damn thing. And then there's the timeless classics like the grilled cheese, an instantaneous hit. But I was never the type to eat tomato soup with it because that shit tasted like callous ketchup, bro. But when I was making them, they would always come off the skillet looking like a piece of fucking asphalt. But regardless, this toasted bundle of cheese got me through a lot, especially when they had a slice of some processed ass lunch meat in it. That takes it to the next level like Super Mario or something. And if you were using shredded cheese instead of sliced cheese, then you were moving duplicitously, bro. And I know there's a bunch of you bougie ass niggas who cut the crust off your sandwiches too. I guess now would be a good time to mention the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Probably my favorite struggle meal. How many y'all niggas had the peanut butter and jelly in the same container swirled together like some fake ass yin yang? But it doesn't matter what type of peanut butter and jelly you use. But if you're the kind of person who uses strawberry jam, they need to be exterminated with extreme prejudice. Also, shout out to the Uncrustables for holding it down from time to time. Now we gotta talk about
those are good.
The epitome of struggle meals. These salty ass noodles.
These are the fucking best, dude. Those noodles are top tier. They come in clutch so many fucking times. They're easy to make. You only need water. Boil the water, put it in the container, just kind of wait a few minutes. It's ready. Fucking best clutch meal. It's so good. It's so fast to make. I love it.
Liberty Bell, bro. But the flavor was ethereal. Probably the cheapest thing in this entire video. And unless you got dirt for brains, you know that chicken clears every other flavor of ramen. I'm pretty sure everybody's got a fat ass box of these noodles in their cabinet taking up more space than Fat Albert. But the beautiful thing about ramen is that you can customize your bowl more than your My Player on 2K. You can add cheese, eggs, sriracha, chocolate.
Yeah, I don't know about putting fucking chocolate in ramen noodles. That is different type of struggle. I mean, if you need some type of fucking seasoning, just, I don't know, man. Just grab the hot dog, fry it up in there. You probably can't cook some chicken, but like, there's probably other options, dude. You probably boil an egg. You definitely have some fucking eggs somewhere lying around. That's like one of the necessities that you need to have when you're at home. An egg. But chocolate?
I was devouring that shit like Naruto Uzumaki, bro. And don't think I forgot about y'all niggas who eat the entire brick whole like it's a fucking apple or something. But in all seriousness, ramen was an elite meal and would keep me plentiful for hours on end. I personally don't partake in the cup noodles though. Just don't let me catch any of y'all niggas eating ramen sandwiches and we'll be all good. But I already know y'all be adding hot Cheetos to your ramen. But at that point, I'd rather starve than have my interior organs start breakdancing. A frozen food. Man. I would be lying to you if I told you I wasn't eating those dinosaur nuggets like Power Pellets and Pac-Man. I was deadass throwing the entire box in the oven and having a feast like Shaggy. Those Tyson chicken strips were also more clutch than De'Aaron Fox. Also, shout out to Totino's for blessing humanity with these oleaginous bundles of joy. Back then, I wasn't cooking, but I was a fiend on the air fryer. I was straight going down in the kitchen with that. I was using that motherfucker more than Gen Z uses TikTok. I was deadass programming that motherfucker like I was Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Then there were Hot Pockets, but no matter what type of conditions I put these motherfuckers through, the center was always colder than Mr. Freeze's ray gun. But anyway, like I said earlier, I was in my fucking bag when it came to this shit. Fries, mozzarella sticks, you name it. Also, can't forget about the banquet meals, bro. I'm pretty sure that shit was made from dolphin ankles and giraffe knees, but it was a hit every time, bro. Now we gotta talk about rice and beans. This was like the worst case scenario. I think this is the last meal that I would go for, but I'm still inhaling this shit because I'm hungry as hell. But I ain't gonna lie, if you use the right condiments and seasonings, you can revive this insipid dish. It would get elevated even more if you could find some chicken in the fridge and turn it into a fake ass Chipotle bowl. But as I've gotten older, I've come to embrace this meal, especially after a workout. Now we gotta talk about canned food. Man, I used to be downing these like it was the apocalypse or something, bro. First, let's start off with Franks and Beans, or as I like to call them, beanies and weenies. Now, since I don't eat pork, I would just crack open a can of Bush's vegetarian baked beans and cut up a hot dog. But if I'm being 100% honest with you, this is probably the best meal on this list. I feel like even if you got a cabinet full of food with endless possibilities and options, everybody should try this, bro. There was nothing like eating a warm bowl of this eminent stew. And then there were SpaghettiOs. Now, this take might be harder than a Texas sidewalk, but I personally think these need to be banned. Like, anybody with functioning taste buds will know that SpaghettiOs taste like active hemorrhoids. And you know that if you live in a black household, you eat spaghetti more than the fucking Lady and the Tramp. There would always be a big ass vat of it, and it would always last longer than J. Cole's song. Canned vegetables were also a hit and added more to my excruciatingly sorrowful plate. Now we gotta talk about sleep and water. Well, the most slept on struggle meal on this list. No pun intended. There ain't nothing like sleep with the side of water. If you have had any of these meals that I've listed off so far, then I know you've had this. At least you don't gotta question whether or not you have any of this or not. The amount of times I try to sleep off my hunger is prodigious. I'd be in my bed looking like I got hit with a fucking tranquilizer dart, bro. But this is an S tier struggle meal, bro. That water be tasting like all types of gourmet goodies and treats when you're hungry, especially when it's cold. Also, shout out to Minute Maid, bro. Every time there would be some in the crib, I would suddenly start cosplaying as Badland Chugs. Y'all already know the moment this shit appears in the fridge, it disappears like a fucking Houdini magic trick. It's every man for themselves when it comes to Minute Maid, because this shit was like liquid crack. I was drinking this shit like Future drinks lean. But I think that's gonna wrap everything up for this video, man.
What's it called? The fucking sleeping water meal that hits different when you're trying to make weight. I don't know, this might relate to mostly fighters. If you're a fighter that wants to make weight the next day, probably wrestling like high school, or boxers, or whatever thing that needs you to call weight quick, just don't fucking eat anything. Fuck it, skip the water. Try to make fucking weight without skipping the water. Just sleep for dinner. Hopes and dreams out of your fucking head. Just imagine you have something. Chewing some ice, probably. That'll probably help. Chew some gum. Try to make fucking weight. Those times were the real fucking struggles for me, just because it was kind of hard to not eat something when you had to make weight the next day. But after you make weight, you fucking chug everything down, dude. Rehydrate yourself like crazy. Chug down a whole water bottle in like 30 seconds. Amazing video. Struggle meal was way too fucking relatable.